Okay, kindergarten art friends, it's time to put all of our shapes together to create our Mary Blair inspired castle. And we're going to build shapes up to create all these different towers, all connected to make one castle. We're going to layer up some shapes, and then at the end, if you want to get out your markers after you glue everything down, if you want to get out your markers because you want to add some extra details, you can totally do that too. I want to show you just real quickly a way to how I like to arrange it and what my recommendations are when we're making our collage. Let me switch my camera. I want you to have with you when you're ready to go an art, one of your art project papers, which is our white paper. All of the shapes you cut out yesterday, the ones that we practiced, that we had put some designs in, and the ones we cut from our construction paper. You want a glue stick and your scissors in case you want to cut some shapes down. We did most of our scissor work yesterday, but you might want these handy if there's a couple other shapes you realize you need to cut still. All right, so I have all of these shapes in front of me. When I want to make a collage, the best thing to do is to lay everything out first. We don't want to just pick up and start gluing right away. Gluing is actually our last step. The thing we want to do first is to put it together. So we're just going to lay it out on our paper, because as we start to lay our shapes out, then we might realize that maybe we want to move things. So we want to make sure we can move around things. So we're going to not glue anything down yet. So I'm kind of starting with all squares across the bottom, I guess, because squares are kind of good building blocks. And then I'm going to start to build my towers up. You can put triangles on top to be different roof parts. I can cut them down and make them smaller. I can think about adding in, cutting some of these down to be windows or doors. Right, so it's not just one shape. I can do lots of different shapes here as I go. And as I'm going to, I might start thinking about, are there other shapes that I still need, that I still want to cut out? And sometimes maybe we can do some flags coming off some of our towers. So I'm using all my different shapes here to start to build up my tower. And again, I'm not going to glue anything down until I've put it all where I know I want it to go. Your castle can look any way that you want it to look, but we do want to make sure that it does look like a castle, that we have these different towers that we've put together. And you can start thinking about, are there some details that you want to add to your towers as you're making them? Are there other shapes maybe you want to cut out? Okay, I like the way this looks. My towers all come up. They're different sizes, and I think that looks great. And I'm really filling most of the whole space of my paper, right? I have towers that go all the way to the edge, and my towers build up to almost the top, some of them all the way to the top. As I look at the shapes I have left, I can look to see, are there other spaces or shapes? This is when I might get my scissors out to cut some other shapes out. I think that looks like a good little window there. And maybe I'll make a couple little window shapes. Now this is where, after you put down some of your basic shapes, then you decide, what else does this beautiful castle I'm making need? And because I'm not gluing anything down now, it's going to let me move it around until I'm certain everything is in the right place for me. Okay, I love this. I'm ready to glue down. So here's the way that we should glue it down. We want to glue down one row at a time. So I'm going to slide my first row off, and I'm going to glue it down one row at a time. Make sure when you're using your glue stick, we don't want to twist our glue stick up too much, then it will break off. All right, so twist it up just over the edge there, and that will be perfect. Okay, so after I glue down my first one, then I'm going to move my second one off and glue it down next. And you'll just do that, moving across your paper until everything is all glued down. After everything is glued down, remember to take a picture of your artwork so you can send it to me as your way of turning it in. Or if you're coming back to school, you can write your name on the back of your artwork and you can turn it in to me when you see me in your classroom. If you're turning in work online, you don't have to bring it into school if you've already sent me a picture. Then you can just keep your artwork at home. I can't wait to see the way your Mary Blair castles turn out. I'm going to get back to my work of gluing down one row at a time as I build my castle up my paper. I hope you have fun making your Mary Blair shape castles, and I can't wait to see them.